Welcome back to another episode, and this time is a little bit after hours. The cars have not been too nice to me today, but we got them out, we got them fixed. But we got a special video today because we're actually going to change the engine mounts. This Corolla here, what is it, 2011? That's right? Yeah. I forget, I just sold mine, so it was in 2012. Engine mounts, you could tell they're wrong or something's bad because you feel the vibration. You feel like your steering wheel, you're holding on to the engine, like it vibrates, you know. You kind of get like massage chairs or something like that. We're gonna change those today. There's 4 of them. We're gonna give you some part numbers. The ones that I used should be fairly good. And it's just gonna be like a kind of quick video, show you guys how to do it your own, or bring it to me, we'll do it. And hope you guys like it. We're gonna start with this top one right here, and this will probably be the easiest one. Do you want to raise it up? There is a bolt in the bottom. We'll check that out, and the rest are on top. See 2 right here. This one is on the bottom. You get it from the bottom, so I'll give you a view. And then you got 2 right here. Look at the 14s and 17s, and then 1 over here, 2 on this side. So first, you're gonna want to get a piece of wood and a jack. Put it in your engine, just like that. Just make contact with it. That should be good enough. This is one of my favorite sets. Let you guys in the secret. It's just beautiful. Works real well with your half-inch preferred gun. Usually, you know, I'll go for snap-on or anything like that. But Milwaukee, man, look how beat up this thing is. It works like a charm. It was like if I just took it out the box. Does it every time. Anyways, that's one of the sets. And then this is a cowhawk one, and it's pretty much a swivel set and half-inch. Man, let me tell you guys, I am beating this shits up, and they haven't gave up. So I just thought it was gonna be like a few months thing, but as you can see, I even broke the latch already and everything. And it still works just fine. This is the other set right here. Pretty much the same thing, but just deeper socket, as you can see. Look at that. Oh, look at that. See that? Yeah. Alright, and then there's going to be one on the bottom. So now that we're under here, you know, if you want to get more space, we probably will, but it's good to take out this plastic. It just has a little popper pin, so you want a little screwdriver that has those little forks to pop it out. I'll show you guys. Anyways, down here, there's a bolt looking at me. It's just right underneath. You can see it right there, lining it up. There it is. So it's not a 17 down here, it's a 14, alright? So I'll save you guys the time, but camera action, we're just gonna magically get a 14 in my hands. And so once you get the 14, okay, emphasis on the 14. Get all the way down there. This is after you make sure you have the engine hoist stuff, because if not, this shit will it will scare the shit out of you. Possibly be the last screw you unbolt. No, I don't think I'll fall all the way down. It still has other ones, but yeah. Safety first. For sure, there you go. 14 on the bottom, just like that. This one goes like this and like that. So, right here. That's how it looks on these 3 right there. So once you do that, take off the 14. You do have some 10s here, so you just get those out of the way. You need something that has 300 braking power just for that little 10. But yeah. That's just to move this. Oh, of course. Of course you need 3 screws to to secure this down. 3 screws will get you that clearance. Which you're gonna need because there's a 14 down here. Get your 14. Just like that. And if you need some space, you can bring your engine down just a little bit. There's enough space to clear this out. We got our first one, as you can see. No bueno. Oh yeah, this it's internally ripped. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have hydraulic like grease in here. I just pushed it down, but it was stiff as a motherfucker. It feels like mud in here. You know, so I could tell. Boom, look. Alright, that's how it's supposed to be. These are pretty good, they're alright. You know, it really depends how you drive your car and stuff like that, but I mean, I haven't got any complaints. Put these back on. Nice, huh? And I didn't even see that, I just felt that. You want to put all these by hand, make sure they twist on. You don't want to mess up this thread, let me tell you. It's on the chassis, it's on the body of the car, alright? You mess up this thread, you're gonna have to drill a hole on the bottom. Let's say this is like square, it's not, I know it's a cylinder type, but let's say it's square. This is the thread, and in here it's closed, so there's no hole on the bottom. You have to drill it out, and then you'll be able to see the thread, but at that point, you know, if you can't re-thread it, man. The only one that's kind of not that bad if you fuck it up is this one, because the hole does go through this side, and you can see it right there. You could just fuck that up and put another nut, and you should be fine. But not these, so don't fuck those up. Alright, you don't want to tie them down yet. You want to get all of these lined up real good. The only one that doesn't really matter is the one in the bottom, because it is a stud and already came out. You know, you can't fuck that up. It's just like this, but in the bottom. So you should have a lot of power. Don't over torque it. I didn't say this, but notice how the engine didn't like, you know, like bounce all the way up and stuff, because I already had it to the ideal height. You know, you don't want to force these things in. One down, 3 more to go. Whoa. Make sure this doesn't fly out when you're, make sure we put your 3 bolts back on. Beautiful, man. Get in there by hand. Alright, so next we're gonna do this front one right here. So these are the plastics we're gonna try to take out. This is the other one that some of you guys you can take off. Anyway, you get the little plastic poppers, you put it in between, take it out, put these on. Engine still hoist up. Get your long 14. And then the last one, you want to get the bolt that goes through the mount. So we just took the ones that are holding it from the bottom. This is 17, the one that goes across. We might have to hold it from the other side with a wrench or a key. And let's see what it does. Okay, so this is what I was doing. This is the bolt I'm talking about. You go here, do that, and then you hold it. And then you slide it out, and then this slides out. This was not completely, actually, it didn't work.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Oh, and then another thing, make sure you put it exactly the same, right? You take it out. Don't put it like that. I'm pretty sure it won't fit, but some of them are directional in this year. You know, this is, I guess, it has this figure. Nest. Slide it, twist it. You can set it down. Pull here. Receive it on this side. Alright, so once we get that, remember, same rules apply. We're going to tie it up once we got everything bolted on. So we lined up the ones from the bottom first. Same procedure, just put it in by hand. Alright, so you want to tie up the ones from the bottom first. Alright guys, so now we're going to change the transmission one, and what we want to do is how we did it on the engine, support it with a block. We're going to move it to the transmission side, you know, and the same thing, you don't want to like over race it or anything, you just want to make sure it's supported and it won't move when you, you know, unbolt the mounts and stuff like that. It has to be firm but not hard, because if it's too loose it'll go down. I mean, it's not a problem, it's just, you just want the less movement, you know, so you could just kind of be taking it out, putting it back on. You don't have to wrestle with the engine. So you pretty much just support it. Alright, so the next one is underneath the air filter box. So you want to take all this shit off. Some tips, sometimes you bring it a little bit forward. You get a big ass flathead, yeah, it'll scare the shit out of this connection, bro. That's fucking loosen up for sure. Take it from here. That's not what this episode is about. Are these 4 right here? Boom, boom. And then right here, boom, boom. This on this side. Like so. Gently, don't touch the bearing. That's a snap on. Snaps on. Alright. Not yet. But I am open to it, snap on. You know? I am missing some tools with my collection. So you want to take out the bottom ones first, because if the other ones are in place and they're bolted down, it'll be easier to get off by hand when you loosen up the bolt. If it's not rusted. Like, if we live in a place where it's like a lot of snow and bad, your car rusts, man. One down. Same thing. See, this is what I was talking about right here. Can you see that? The bolt won't come out. That's how you do it. We're going to install this way. Just in case for future reference when we have to change this if it ever goes bad again. When it goes bad again, I should say. So instead of struggling like that, I'm just gonna put them like that. Some of them you can't do that. This one you can. And we went in. This one, right there where my thumb is. You could see that I was beginning to rip and stuff effects, and then even right here, I'm not where my thumb is right here too. Okay, you can tell it's ripped. The new one. We're gonna put this in here. After easily putting that in, same thing, you just want to make sure all of them are on before you tie them on. So there's 4 bolts at the bottom. There's these 2 right here, and then there's 2 right here. Alright, so that's a 17, and that's where that swivel comes in handy. You could get this while taking off the air box system where the air filter is, and then you get this view, and you're just gonna hit it with the impact. Now remember, you gotta have the jack stand underneath with a piece of wood. That's why I was able to slide off. Because if not, the engine will like tilt, you know, where the hole goes. It'll like bite it. Ooh, you won't be able to take it out. We're gonna take out 2 bolts for the bracket. See how much that space that gives us. Now, if we get that shit out of the way, look at it. It just comes up. Oh wow. As you can see, this one was already right there. You see that? Over here? Damn. Right there. Right there in the corner. Look at that. Nothing. Nothing. Sideways past that shifter cable thing. That's the exhaust. So I suggest bolting down the bracket first. took out the bracket for that mount so I could release it up. So pretty much what I did, I put the one on the side and the one in the middle for the bracket, not the mount. And then I put the one in the middle inside, just barely, just so I won't worry too much about getting all those lined up. I'm just gonna put the one in the bottom, tie up the bracket first, tie up the middle one, and then tie up the one in the bottom. So once you lined up all three of them, you tie them up. Put this one back on. Beautiful. Alright, now that we've done that, I'm gonna turn on the car and see how smooth it is. No more massage chair, I'm sorry. Smooth, bro. The vibration will be so loud, even your plastic in here, right? Didn't you like hear like plastic or like vibration? The steering wheel, that was the first thing. Like when you came to do that oil change, I was like, hey man, your mounts are really bad. Nice and smooth. This thing won't, you know, vibrate all over. Man, it was just a smooth start. Let me hear that again. Toyota, bro. You know what? I think God drives a Toyota. I'm not sure, but. And there you go. That's how you do it. The only thing you guys might have trouble with is setting the engine in the right position to install the bolts correctly. Remember, always do it by hand. You don't want to mess up these threads because they're pretty hard to get repaired. And you know, if it has 4, you only put 3 back, you're gonna feel vibration because it needs all those for it. Things like this, you want to make sure you put them back correctly, make sure you don't mess up the threads. And it's also good to change all of them at the same time because there's a lot of customers that request one at a time. I've done that, and somehow, you know, we fix that side and then it vibrates from this side. You know, we fix here and then from the bottom. And this all happens within like a month or less, you know. Sometimes it's like back to back, we have to change them. And sometimes we give you a deal and we do all of them at the same time, you know. Since we're in there, it's already easier to just kind of do it. So always try to change all of them, unless only really one gets messed up or something like that, or is barely starting. Thing is to catch it within time, because if you wait until you feel like the whole vibration and stuff like that, most likely it's not going to be one, you know. So just change the whole set. Apart from that, you know, good jack supports, make sure you support the engine while you're doing it. You know, just make sure you're being safe about it. You don't want nothing to like fall. If you do it one by one like I did, it's hard for the engine to fall or something like that. You know, you always want to make sure you're well supported. You know, like these kind of videos that I make for you guys, you know, like and subscribe. I'll make more for you guys explaining, you know, how to do it and stuff like that. All right, I'll see you guys in another one.